Hi everyone, my name is Melissa Bennett. I am with the Jamaica Business Development Corporation in their newest unit, the Financial Support Services Unit that was created last year, January, primarily to help entrepreneurs close the funding gap between themselves and investors. We have been working for the last year and a half on helping clients to improve their financial literacy, improve their financial management, to help facilitate access to finance. What we have noticed though is that entrepreneurs have been going to banks for loans primarily, and they are being sent back. So my intention today is to tell entrepreneurs where to go when the bank tells you no. So my suggestion to you is that the bank, or recommendation, is that the bank is not the first place for you to go. The first place for you to start is with your personal finance, meaning how will you, from your own pocket, invest in this venture that you're seeking to start. A lot of entrepreneurs come into our doors without any form of investment other than the written plan. Sometimes there's no written plan, just an idea, and they would need us to write the plan. I think entrepreneurs need to spend more time injecting themselves and their resources into their product before seeking external financing, even if it is that you have to use other options. And I'm going to take it through a few of them now. So for personal finance, we recommend, especially when you're starting up, is to start lean, meaning design a minimum viable product that won't take a lot of funding, something that can be tested to give you a response from your expected clients that they are willing to pay and the product is valuable. With that in mind, you might not need to go to get formal investment. You could create a minimum viable product with your own funds, and you can use creative ways such as building up a savings towards this product launch, or selling an asset that you no longer need. And if you have a home, you can rent out a portion of your home using platforms such as Airbnb. You could also participate in competitions. Locally in Jamaica, we have a lot of business plan or business model competitions that yield prizes. And there are also a lot of corporations that host programs that give support to entrepreneurs when they're starting up and even when they're existing, such as NCB Capital Quest, the Bold Ones, Scotia Innovators. So there are a lot of opportunities for entrepreneurs to get some funding from being creative with the venture that they're starting. You can also look at double dipping. So if you're in a venture now that is generating enough cash that you can use towards starting or launching a new venture that is not at that space to be able to generate its own cash, you can also do that. This will give you a chance to know, after starting lean and creatively financing it, to validate. Validate meaning making sure that there is someone out there interested in purchasing this product and has put down some amount of money towards purchasing the product from you. If you're unable to use those creative ways, you can also turn to your family and friends, those that believe in you and know that you have the potential to bring this product to the market. Usually, getting funding from family and friends comes with a lot of advantages, such as low or no interest rates, no interest payments. You might have flexible payback. They might give you a longer time to pay. And it avoids the hassle of a bank contract and all the negotiations and preparations you have to do when you're in dialogue with a bank. But a disadvantage that a lot of entrepreneurs experience is that it can put a strain on relationship if you're unable to repay in the appropriate time or ways that you have informed your family and friends, and you don't want to have that sort of impact on your relationship. But you can assess and see who is willing to take the road with you and start that journey to launch your new product. If that is not working for you, there is this new trend called crowdfunding, new to Jamaica but not new to the world. It's where persons can pool investments from a number of small investors instead of getting it from a single investment. and they use platforms such as Kickstarter and Indiegogo, and the Jamaica National has a local platform called I Support Jamaica. A lot of entrepreneurs have used the international platform, as well as there are entrepreneurs now using the local I Support Jamaica platform. I recommend that you check it out to see if it is an opportunity for you to use to help gain funding for your venture. You can also look to partner with business development organizations such as JBDC, the Jamaica Business Development Corporation. We provide support in the form of, we have an incubator and we have an incubation system. We also have an accelerator program which we recently launched in April, as well as market access, project management support. So there are ways to get your product off the ground using our relationships, and you can use other stakeholders in the industry such as Branson. The universities have incubation system. At University of the West Indies there is Mona Business Support Services. At the University of Technology there is the Technology Innovation Center, and at the Northern Caribbean University there's a Morris Entrepreneurial Center. You can also partner with associations such as the Small Business Association of Jamaica and the Jamaica Manufacturers Association, just to name a few. So these agencies can help you you can be a part of their incubation system or their accelerator program, and they usually have a network of partner financiers. A lot of accelerators have an outlet where they have partners who will invest in their programs. For example, at JBDC, one of our partners is the First Angel Group, which we will talk about later down as an option for entrepreneurs. There are also programs. There's Compete Caribbean that is now launching an initiative where entrepreneurs can become a part of clusters and be able to get funding for their venture. There is also several other associations and business groups. If you come into our offices, we can recommend you if there's any cluster or group that is available that you can join to help you to access funding that you need, or support, because support is also invaluable funding, because if you don't have it in-house, you may have to pay for it externally, and these organizations that give you support in most instances does it at low or no cost. So you can visit us and we can be able to assist you in getting your business off the ground. Your business itself can be an opportunity for getting investment. So you have been able to validate and get your business off the ground. There are a lot of strategies that you can use with what you have been able to garner so far. For example, you could look to lease financing. So instead of purchasing an asset up front, you can look at taking it out and making smaller payments, it helps with funding, because if you cannot generate enough or have enough funding to pay for an asset, to pay a smaller amount over time is better. There's also, you could look at vendor financing arrangements where you have suppliers that can give you deferred payment plans, so you don't have to pay upfront for certain things that you have purchased, or they can give you a structured payment plan that allows you to pay over a longer period of time. There is also receivables factoring. If you're able to generate a significant receivables balance that an investor or a financier may be willing to give you, or may be willing to fund in lieu of when it is to be paid by the external partner, that is also an opportunity. This is done by entities such as Exim. Exim Bank has a formal receivables factoring program, and a new small micro lending organization called Sprint Financial is also seeking to promote a receivables factoring product. There is also the opportunity for you to set up a reinvestment strategy. So if your business is doing well in terms of generating cash, I would recommend that you do not just withdraw all the cash, but put a plan in place how this cash can be reinjected to expand and grow the business. You can also look into strategic partnerships. Sometimes you don't have all the skill sets in-house, and you can partner with persons by giving them equity in your business for their skill set. So, for example, if you're designing a product and you need an IT specialist, and to pay that IT specialist you don't have the funding up front, you could look to partner with him by giving him a stake in the business for his work to create the IT program, platform or software that you're trying to create for your product. There's also the opportunity, even when you have no cash and you're just starting out, of getting pre-sales. So if you're solving a main problem, a pain point with customers, some customers are willing to pay up front even before that product is developed. And so you can look to an opportunity of negotiating with your customers to have them prepay for the services that your product or services that you're looking to create. Another opportunity is private growth capital. This is essential for those entities that are seeking to scale or grow significantly over time. This is where we use angel investors and venture capitalists. In our program here at JBDC, we partner with the First Angels Jamaica Group. They are an angel network here, and there's also Alpha Angels that we partner with indirectly. But they are the two major angel network groups here in Jamaica that supports idea, from idea stage, early stage, startup phase entrepreneurs that are looking to scale. They can be able to access funding through these platforms. There is also the regional angel investor network that entrepreneurs can log into, which includes First Angel and Alpha Angel, but other angel networks across the Caribbean region. So if you're looking to scale, these are good opportunities for you. What is important to an angel, some of the things that are important to angels and venture capitalists is that first, and people might think that this is like an unnecessary statement, but your business has to be registered as an equity, as a limited liability company, and you must be seeking funding of a certain level, because the amount of cost it would take to assess you and to do the necessary due diligence, it's not feasible for you to just want $1 million and go to an angel investor. That's not the type of funding for you at that point in time. You must be willing to give up a stake, some equity stake in your business, and be willing to have them sit on your board so that they can help to give guidance, because angels are looking not just to invest their cash, but they are experienced entrepreneurs most times that are looking to give you guidance and advice based on their own experience in entrepreneurship. They're also they are business investors and looking to get a return on their investment. So there must be an exit strategy, a point at which they're able to cash out on the venture. So you as the entrepreneur needs to understand what options you will make available to your angel for them to exit when the time comes. There's need for markets. You need to know the potential of the market that you're seeking to attract, the size of it. You need to build a team and have some sales strategy in mind of how you're going to bring that product to the market, and to be able to tap into that demand that you believe exists for the offering that you're presenting. It is also good to have some sustainable competitive advantage, something that separates you from the other players in the industry. You don't want to create a product and then soon after somebody creates a similar product and the angel is unable to recoup his funds because it's not that unique of an offering. So you need to consider your project carefully before going to a venture capitalist or an angel. The best place to start though is the angel, and the exit can be to a venture capitalist, or in our local market, the Jamaica Stock Exchange is also a good exit strategy and a good funding opportunity for entrepreneurs. But remember, these are usually entities that are seeking, especially on the public equity market, the Jamaica Stock Exchange junior market, they are looking to get funding of above 50 million to 500 million for the junior market. You also will have to have at least 25 shareholders and give up at least 20% stake in your business if you're trying to list on the stock exchange. So these are some of the things that you need to consider when listing on the stock exchange. And if this is going to be an exit for your angels, you need to understand these parameters as well. There's also the benefit of a 10-year income tax exemption for those persons that are listed on the junior stock exchange. And you can visit us at the JBDC, or you can also visit the stock exchange to get more insight on what are the benefits and the steps you will need to take to be listed on the Jamaica Stock Exchange. So this is not my first recommendation, microloans, but when you're a small entrepreneur, you can start here if you understand how your cash flow can repay on these loans. The benefit of a small loan is that, a microloan is that it's easier to obtain. There are several microlenders in the market now, and they are less stringent than the traditional banks. They also give less amount, so there's less risk on your part. You're not taking up a $2 million loan and then discover that you're unable to pay. It's just usually up to $500,000. And they usually start you off with small amounts and build a relationship with you. They also work a lot with other agencies that provide training and support. So you get a lot of hand-holding from some microlenders. While some, it's very expensive. The interest rates are far significant when compared to the traditional institutions. So you have to weigh your options carefully before taking out a microloan. But if you have bad credit and poor history as it relates to credit, you can start with microlenders because they're less stringent and probably will hold your hand as you start your venture. Another opportunity is grants, but this is, as person would say, it's very hard to find, but there are grants around that persons can access. And I've just identified 3 categories here. The DBJ voucher for technical assistance, and they recently had the DBJ's Ignite grant, which is innovation grant for new ideas in entrepreneurship. And JBDC assisted over 13 entrepreneurs to access this grant. The sum total of what was received was approximately 37 million. So there are opportunities to get funding support. The DBJ voucher for technical assistance is a grant that allows entrepreneurs to get capacity building support from professionals. For example, if you're struggling with your financial statement, you're struggling to get your product protected, you're struggling with business plans, strategic plans, business process improvements, things you need to get your venture organized around, you can get up to 70% grant from the Development Bank of Jamaica. And it's a very easy process. And we here at JBDC provide support in getting some of these products through partner groups, financial service providers and business service providers that help you to fix or organize your business around the opportunity that you're trying to take advantage of. There's also the Jamaica Business Fund, which is a supply chain grant, meaning that persons within a similar value chain system will come together to get a grant for a project that they're launching. So it's usually for a minimum of 5 persons, including an anchor firm, a firm that is going to be the coordinator primarily of the fund, of the project funds that will be dispersed. I have prepared some information or some links that you can use later on to get more details on these opportunities. There's also the Caribbean Export Development Agency Link Caribbean program, where entrepreneurs have been able to get investor readiness grants and co-investments grants. So if you're looking to get investment from angel investors, this is a great opportunity for you, because in order to minimize the risk for the investor and to help you to prepare for that investment. Entrepreneurs are able to get grant funding of up to 25,000 US to help them prepare for for them to prepare to access the investor readiness grant. And there is also co-investment. So if you're able to get an investor to invest with you, you can both get a grant of up to 100,000 for up to 100,000 or 50% of the investment being sought. So these are just a few of the opportunities that exist to entrepreneurs locally. And I can say recently we had a member of our group who got a CEDAR grant. So these are not impossible grant opportunities. These are grant opportunities that we have taken advantage of here at JBDC for our clients. The government also has, through the Development Bank of Jamaica, also has the Approved Financial Institutions program, where financial institutions, they might decline you for their loans, but you can ask them about the Development Bank loan opportunities. And based on the requirements, you can, usually some of the issues related to accessing these grants, it's that you don't have the collateral, and there is the benefit of DBJ's credit enhancement facility, which is a guarantee program where the DBJ guarantees your loan up to a certain percentage, therefore minimizing your need for collateral at a certain level. There's also the benefit of lower interest rates and longer payback period on these DBJ loans, as well as the credit enhancement facility also covers the bank's normal loans. So I'm not saying no to the bank, I'm just saying there are other options that entrepreneurs can consider if the bank tells you no. And you can come to JBDC where we can work with you to prepare you for getting funding from the bank if you're at that stage, or if you're at the startup phase and just need to look for creative ways to start and validate your product before engaging any other partners. I hope this information was useful for you today. Here I've compiled a few links that I've mentioned, of the entities I've mentioned before, that you can check out to get some additional information, or you can visit us here at the JBDC where we can provide you with additional support on what we do and what our partner entities do for us. Thank you. It was my pleasure sharing with you today.